Hi, I'm Amy Steingart. Thanks for joining me for this reading. I have two things to share with you today. The first is a poem, and the second is a prose piece. Here's the poem. This is called Multitudes. I have been 1,000 different women, girls, mothers, wives, sisters. I've made peace with most of them. I've held them close, whispering, I love you in their ears. I've given them warm sweaters and hot tea, the best smelling roses, the fanciest ribbons to wrap around themselves. 1,000 different women. Some lasted a split second, some lasted years. I see them now, a chain spread out, dolls attached by their hands, cut from a fragile sheet of paper. I can fold them up very slowly until one doll remains on the top of the stack. 1,000 different women. I shield them from rain, cover their ears when screaming starts, adorn them with feathers and beads. Do I contain multitudes? Hundreds, thousands, so many women, all of them slivers of me. Do you see their tiny pieces caught in my hair, their dots of color on my skin? However they are, whoever they are, I know this. They love touch. They love blue sky. They love babies, clouds, oil pastels, tulips. And here is the prose piece for you. This is called Sweet Dreams. Our street was on a dead end. On summer days, kids gathered there, no matter what age. We drew on the black pavement with chalk, or with rocks if the chalk ran out. Bikes circled slowly. Bubbles were pushed out through tiny circles in plastic wands. The older kids specialized in looking superior and rolling their eyes. The little kids struggled to share only 2 tricycles. Time dragged through lines of tar perfectly slowly. A fence sat on top of the low wall of the dead end, dividing it from the field beyond. The fence was wound with honeysuckle. Who taught me how to pinch off the end of a blossom, pull the stamen towards me, and suck the sweet drop that came out? It must have been my mother. There was so much time for me to experiment. Did white blossoms taste different from deep yellow ones? Did a certain color mean the blossoms were ripe, or did every blossom contain a sweet drop as soon as it bloomed? Often I had a Barbie doll with me. The honeysuckle flowers fit between 2 of her inflexible plastic fingers. A flower in each hand made cheerleader pom-poms, but when I raised her arms for a cheer, the flowers dropped to the street. I drew a face that was my specialty, with a squiggly smile and googly eyes always crossed. Sometimes I added legs, more often not. After dinner, when all the kids had gone, I took a tour of my creations engraved on the street. Rain would wash them away. In the meantime, I drew more of them, creating a googly-eyed tribe. I wanted to hear what the older kids were saying. Often I sat close to them and made myself inconspicuous. I could tell that Paul had a crush on Nina, but could she? Did she want that? Or did she think it was stupid? Did 14-year-old girls even use the word stupid about boys? I hoped someday to know all there was to know about boys, about the lemon perfume Nina wore, but I wasn't convinced it would ever happen. I would always be 9 years old, drawing googly eyes and sucking on flower blossoms. There was no one exactly my age, no one in my grade. Peggy was 2 years younger, so sometimes I played with her. There were lots of girls among the little kids. The rest were 14 or older. I had to make do with Peggy, or else compact myself small and sit next to the older kids. When they noticed and shooed me away, there was always something else to do, to repeat, to savor. I smelled the top of the rock I scraped to create my drawings. I crushed a honeysuckle flower between my fingers till it changed color. I waved to my little brother. He waved back. We were in our own spheres at the dead end. How do you plant honeysuckle? What does it need to grow? Who had planted it along the dead end's fence? I have pinched so many blossoms I can feel their texture on my fingertips, slightly waxy and smooth. I taste their brief sweetness on my tongue. I dream about honeysuckle at night. So there you have it, my prose piece. If you've liked this reading and you'd like to hear others, just poke around my YouTube channel right here, and there are lots of other ones to listen to. My website is amysteingartpoetry.com, and I've published a book this year. I'm going to put a link to it in a comment in case you're interested in buying it and checking it out. Thanks for being here. See you next time.